Beneath the surface of our world lies a hidden realm, cold, dark, and often forgotten. These are caves, formed over thousands, even millions of years. Caves are natural voids in the earth, created by the slow and patient forces of water, volcanic activity, or tectonic shifts. Some stretch for miles underground. Others remain sealed off for millennia, untouched by sunlight. Inside these underground chambers, time seems to slow down. Temperatures remain stable. The air is still. There is no weather, no seasons, and most importantly, no light. And yet, life thrives here. Cave ecosystems are among the most extreme and isolated habitats on Earth. Because they are cut off from the surface world, the animals that live here must adapt in extraordinary ways. Take, for example, the blind cavefish. This creature has no use for eyes. It lives in total darkness, relying instead on vibration and chemical cues to navigate and hunt. Over generations, its eyes have withered away completely. In their place, sensitive skin and lateral lines help detect movement and pressure changes in the water. But the blind cavefish is just the beginning. In the limestone caves of Europe, a creature called the olm lives deep within underground lakes. This strange amphibian resembles a pale eel, but it's actually a type of salamander. It can survive for more than 100 years, and in times of food scarcity, it may not eat for a decade. Its metabolism is unbelievably slow, a perfect adaptation for a world where resources are rare and survival depends on conservation. Cave insects, spiders, and crustaceans often show similar patterns. They're blind, pale, and incredibly delicate. Instead of vision, they depend on touch and chemical detection. Some species have evolved exaggerated antennae or legs, giving them a ghostly, otherworldly appearance. These animals are known as troglobites, organisms that have adapted to live their entire lives in caves. Unlike visitors like bats or bears, troglobites never leave the underground world. They are born in darkness, live in darkness, and die in darkness. Their evolution tells a story of survival through sacrifice. Sight, pigment, speed, all of it becomes irrelevant in the depths. Instead, what matters is energy efficiency, sensory enhancement, and the ability to find food in the most unlikely places. Speaking of food, how do animals survive in a place with no plants and no sunlight? The answer lies in detritus, decaying material that washes in from the surface or is brought in by other animals. One of the most important sources of nutrients in many cave systems is bat guano. Bats use caves as roosting grounds, but feed above ground. When they return, their droppings accumulate in large piles. As strange as it may sound, this waste becomes the foundation of an underground food web. Fungi, bacteria, and small invertebrates break it down, feeding larger creatures in the process. Other sources of energy include bits of leaves or insects washed in during floods, or even the remains of unfortunate animals that wandered in and never found their way out. And then, in some caves, life doesn't depend on the surface at all. In a few rare and astonishing cases, such as Mobile Cave in Romania, entire ecosystems exist that are fueled not by sunlight, but by chemosynthesis, a process where bacteria convert chemicals like hydrogen sulfide into energy. It's similar to what we see at deep-sea hydrothermal vents. These cave systems are completely sealed from the surface and may have been isolated for millions of years. Yet life has found a way to persist, without the sun, without photosynthesis, and without any connection to the outside world. Scientists study these environments not just to learn about evolution, but to search for clues about life in extreme conditions on Earth and even beyond. If life can thrive in a dark, Toxic, oxygen-poor cave with no sunlight. Could it survive on Mars or beneath the ice of Europa? Caves are more than just holes in the ground. They are time capsules, preserving ancient species, unique adaptations, and clues to the resilience of life itself. And yet these ecosystems are incredibly fragile. A single visit from an untrained human can introduce bacteria, disturb delicate formations, or cause irreparable harm to species that have never encountered outside life. That's why some of the most isolated caves are kept secret, or even sealed off completely, to protect the life that exists there in silence. Every cave is a different world. Some are dry with thin cracks and dusty air. Others are wet and filled with subterranean rivers and lakes. Some are just a few feet deep. Others descend miles into the earth. But they all share one thing in common. They remind us that life is far more adaptable, strange, and beautiful than we often imagine. In the complete absence of light, color, and warmth, life doesn't give up. It evolves.